Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is briefly demonstrate to you how to get warmed up for drawing. You have to draw natural objects, mammals, birds, fungi, etc., for your species accounts. So every time you sit down to draw, every time you stop to draw, whether you're sitting or standing, doesn't matter, you should get warmed up. Okay, so to demonstrate how to get warmed up, there are five warm-up exercises I'm going to teach you, and you should do these every time before you start to draw. It'll help warm up your eye muscles and your hand muscles so that you can coordinate them both in your drawing endeavors. So this is a fungus I found out on a walk, and I'm going to demonstrate how I would draw this. All right. So the first exercise is called a blind contour. And the blind contour simply works like this. I'm going to look at the object, and without looking at my paper, and only looking at this object, I'm going to draw the contours, the basic shapes of this object. Okay? And I'm also not going to lift my pencil from the paper. I'll take about a minute to do that. So here we go. Blind contour. You have to trust that I'm not looking at my paper when I do this, or the video. So I'm just going to draw what I see. I'm not looking at my drawing. I don't really care what my drawing looks like. I'm just drawing the contours, the outlines of this fungus, this bracket fungus. Just drawing the outline, the shapes. Might draw some of those cracks I see on the surface of the cap. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. Pretty poor looking, right? It doesn't look anything like it. But it's just a warm-up exercise. So that's a blind contour. The next exercise I'm going to teach you is called a modified contour. So for a modified, this was a blind, sorry, you get the idea. It's a blind contour. The next exercise I'm going to teach you is called the modified contour. For the modified contour, I'm going to allow myself to look at my paper this time. Same thing as a blind contour, yet this time I'm going to actually look at my paper. And I'm just going to draw, take about a minute or two to draw what I see without lifting my pencil. I'm just drawing the contours. Now this time, as I said, I can look at what I'm drawing. This is simply a warm-up exercise. I'm not supposed to lift my pencil. Just to help my hand and my eyes get warmed up to the basic contours, the basic shapes of this. This is not a finished drawing. It's one that's going to look goofy. And that's this. You're safe. You can goof up on your contours. It's okay. It's just a warm up. Any skill, any athletic skill, anything like that requires you to warm up ahead of time. I'll go there. Lots of cracks. Those cracks are distinct. Those are unique. Okay, that's a modified contour. Next exercise I'm going to show you is called a diagrammatic drawing. This is warm-up exercise number 3. So this might take slightly longer. So at this point, my hands, my eyes should be fairly warmed up, somewhat warmed up. So here are some features I want to note about this. All right, so I'll do a diagrammatic drawing, and this crescent-shaped sort of bracket-like fungus. So maybe you could think of some, and I can lift my pencil for a diagrammatic drawing. Maybe you could think of some features yourself that might be good to note on this. I would think the cracked caps, the cracks in the cap. That's probably the most distinctive feature, I would think. The cracks that you see in the cap. Right? So we will diagram those. Some are deeper than others. All right. This is not a finished drawing, it's just a, so we're going to say bracket-like. Sorry, that's upside down. I'll turn it right side up when I can. Focus this. That's as good as it gets there. Say bracket-like. I'm going to say, we're point an arrow and say cracks on cap surface. Maybe we'll note the color. It's about 3 inches in diameter. The length, 3 inches in diameter. Maybe we'll notice or note the color, sort of woody brown cap color. Maybe we'll note what it looks like on the underside. Underside, well, it's like a tiny pores on the surface. Tiny pores on underside of cap. It's about, we could do some other drawings. We could do a top-down view. We could do a side view. Let's do a side view here. Oops. No color. I don't need to add any color. I can take note of the color. You know, this is typically, you do a diagrammatic drawing typically to figure out what it is you're try to, for identification purposes, trying to figure out what it is you're looking at, right? So I might say, I'll turn this all right side up in just a moment. A couple inches thick in this way, 2 inches. So, you know, that's a decent diagrammatic drawing right there. It's fairly good. Okay, so to do a finished drawing, finished drawings, let's get this into focus here. Finished drawings there we go. There's a decent diagrammatic drawing, okay? I've taken some measurements, I've taken note of the color, I've just described it. Put some more details. Took a little bit longer. Okay. Now, we're going to do a quick gesture sketch now. Now, quick gesture sketches are the fourth and final warm-up exercise before we get to the finished product. A quick gesture sketch is simply as the name implies, it's simply a quick, and quick gesture sketches are, they're meant to be quick, and they're most useful for animals because animals don't stay put typically. So birds, fast-moving mammals and other animals that don't stay put, you can do a quick gesture sketch. Even if the object is staying put, doesn't hurt to do a quick gesture sketch. So for a quick gesture sketch, you are going to take only a minute. Actually, you can vary it. You can do a 5-second sketch, a 10-second sketch, just a quick 5, 10, 15 seconds. So we'll do a 5-second sketch here for you. Ready, and because it's gone, right? There's a 5-second sketch. We'll try to do a 10-second sketch. Okay. Here we go. So just all the major details, not too much better. And then you could do a 15-second quick gesture sketch. Take 15 seconds. So, and ready, go. Okay, so you know, not too much different there between 5, 10, and 15. Right, but I'm warmed up. Okay, and then finally you move on to your finished drawing, which I would suggest setting a timer. Set a timer for 15 minutes and commit to drawing for just 15 minutes. Now this is a 15-minute. This is the result of 15 minutes of working on a finished drawing. Now you can see it's not complete. That's 15 minutes of my work, so I may go back later and take a few more minutes to finish this all. But this is a finished drawing of a fungus that I found earlier in the day. You can see some color and of course all the notes that are necessary for your fungus species accounts. I added those, all the information. You can see it has a bit more dimension. You know, it's a 15-minute drawing versus a 5-second, or a quick gesture sketch or something of that sort. So anyhow, you know, so if you set time limits and you practice those warm-up exercises, your hands and your eyes will become coordinated, and over time you'll get better. It's just a skill you have to practice. And we'll also practice these in person and in class for those of you who are taking the seated versions of biology. And so you can see I'm adding color and trying to add depth and more detail. All right. Until then, thanks for watching.